What country doesn't seem dangerous but is? South Korea seems very safe. And it's true. You can leave your wallet and laptop on a cafe table and come back 45 minutes later, and it will still be there. But dangerous or drunk driving is a problem. Also, sexual assault type crime in entertainment districts. Lots of pervert weirdos have hidden cameras all over the place. Basically, don't let the relative safety of daytime Korea convince you to let your guard down at night. And don't drink too much. Alcohol is the cause of most of the crime here. And always watch out for crazy drivers. IDK man. Japan doesn't seem like the utopia I once thought it was. Huge tolls on your health and well-being. They still have loads of sexual assault cases. And I don't feel confident I would be respected as a woman because of how conservative and patriarchal it is. It isn't some battleground where no one is safe. But I certainly don't see it as this perfect place where everyone is respectful, and puts every other country and culture to shame. Australia, do I even have to explain? Absolutely every fucking indigenous life form wants you dead. I'm convinced that when someone says good on you mate they really mean congrats on making it through another day. It is a stunningly gorgeous country full of great people and great cities. And I would dearly love to live there again. Was there as a child. Ignorance is bliss. Now I'm happy to avoid it. This damned allergy I have to death is terribly inconvenient. Australia, 1 minute you are swimming at a beach, the next you are shark food. 1 minute you are sitting at your couch. Next minute, you dead cause you swallowed a white-tailed spider. 1 minute you are walking through bush. Next second, drop bear bites your head off. 1 minute you are walking on a trail. Next minute, an emu has gutted you with one kick. 1 minute, you are walking in grass. Next minute you are foaming from mouth since a brown snake bit you. Tempted to say my own country. With all the gang criminals we have now. 363 shootings and 149 explosions last year in Sweden. And in addition to that we must have some of the weakest punishments for crime in the world. A guy who raped 24 women just got released after doing 3 years in prison. Even though he is considered high risk and has been misbehaving in prison and shown no regret. Yeah, that feels safe. Turkey for women. In Turkey, women are raped, sexually assaulted, beaten, killed. Politics and justice system protect the criminal if the crime is against women. Even they encourage men to do all those crimes. If you are women, don't come to Turkey if you are not rich. If you are rich, you can travel by your own car. Stay safe area away from crowd. Don't fuck with Switzerland. They've essentially booby-trapped everything that can be. Set up invisible bunkers everywhere, made military training compulsory, and armed every household. They are the peacemaker of countries. They love peace so much that they're willing to wreck shit up to preserve it. Sweden, I recently found out. Democracy is disassembled with the police being corrupt and working closely with one certain political party. If you are subject to a crime that will hurt this political party's political agenda, the police will simply investigate. Ask me. I know all about it. Egypt. It seems like an okay place to go look at some touristy things. The police and a lot of the people will harass you. One example, if you take a photo of your food and it isn't good enough, they will try to jail you. France. It seems like such a civilized, well put together culture. But when I went there last summer, my health declined markedly, as I ate an almost pathological amount of pastries and cheese. In my opinion, Philippines doesn't seem so dangerous, but if you just poorly sing a karaoke song, people will get mad and kill you. SND, no, I'm not joking. It's called the karaoke killings. I'm not sure how safe people think it is, but Brazil comes to mind. People will jack your car by murdering everyone in it with an assault rifle as you simply attempt to drive down the road. I'd give people think London is safe, not a country. A big city. My dad lived there when he was younger, and his stories are wild. Might have changed since he lived there. but I doubt it. USA used to think this was a peaceful country, but apparently, it's not. It's full of idiots with gun. There are lots of cool people in USA, but I am scared of the idiots. Not a country. New Orleans has a reputation of being a fun, quirky party city. In 2022, it had the 8th highest homicide rate in the entire world. I'm hearing that the crime in Sweden is really bad from a guy who lives in Portugal and visits often. He blames massive migrant population. USA. Love PNW, loved Bay Area. Came to the East Aid, and the vibe was just weird. I guess one could say that about every place. I think you could make a sensible argument for literally every country on the planet being dangerous, at least in some aspect. Jamaica is always shown as this paradise and everyone is so happy and nice. It's the murder capital of the world, apparently. Canada. The people may be less likely to do you in, but the frigid climate and wild animals care nothing about Canadian nice. England, it's cool you guys don't have so many guns. But can you do something about the muggings and stabbings? Okay, thanks. The US. High rates of gun violence, especially in core areas. No wonder people live in the suburbs and drive everywhere. Face it, the only safe and well-run country left on Earth is Iceland if you don't mind random acts of volcanism. America. Canadian here, and recently the divide between Canada and the US has felt more apparent than in the past. Everywhere. Let's be real, no place can truly be labeled as safe. Just safer than the next place. I'm glad no one here thinks the USA is safe, because my friends it is not. Stabs away. Canada, summer isn't too bad, but winter is straight up lethal for much of the country. Hungry ... Never trust people who are hungry. They might bite your finger right off. USA. Pull off the wrong exit in a big city, and you'll be robbed or shot. Canada. Seeing tourists trying to feed or pet wild bears is shocking. What ain't no country I ever heard of. Do they speak English in what? Italy. Especially if you're a woman. The men there are so grabby. I'm gonna say all of them. Nowhere in this world is safe anymore. Germany. It declared war to the world, 2 times. And it was close. Canada, there are a lot of people on drugs, especially out west. The US. New Orleans has a higher homicide rate than Cape Town. India. The men there will sexually harass women like no other.